Okay, we're live. What? Hey man, just make sure I looked okay. Should have powdered my nose. I got a little shine right here. What?
Nothing.
Are you married like champ?
I am. For quite a while.
That's exactly the way it works. Awesome, thanks honey. How embarrassing, because we're live. How's it going, guys? So we're married like champ tonight. Sherry, Terry. Hey Terry, how's it going? Terry and Sherry. I'm rhyming. I didn't mean to though.
Yeah. It's like with a beat.
All right, guys.
Rhyme.
So
No, not that.
we're gonna talk tonight real quick. We're running a little bit late, but hey, we got on. So we're gonna talk a little bit tonight about carrying the load. About, in Stephen Covey's words, being interdependent, right?
Right. Yeah.
That pretty much means that I just kick back and have a sugar mama. That's what she does all the work, and I just hang out at the house, right?
Yeah, that's
Couch, a lot of video games, cheddar, Cheetos.
Pretty much.
That's how I roll.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Sure.
Stephen Covey, the idea is, it's that synergy where whenever two people work together, they are able to accomplish, it's that 1 + 1 = 25. You get so
We're
much
gonna
more.
synergize.
Yeah, working together.
We're going to synergize. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about carrying the load together. And so we're thinking about this, what wired us to be this way, and to encourage you guys maybe to maybe support each other a little more if you're not,
Yeah.
and get on board and that sort of thing. So
Or just what it looks like with us.
right, what it looks like with us.
Yeah, you can take parts, pieces, or, but this is what it looks like for us to work
I think it
together.
started for me whenever I was growing up watching my parents run a business, because
Yeah.
my dad would be out in the field and out working, out building and blueprinting and doing all these things, and my mom worked in the office a lot.
Yeah, and I actually had the same, similar but different. My dad would be on the tractor, and my mom would fix him some sort of hot meal, and we would drive out, and whatever she was driving her car, it was never a pickup.
Across the
We'd
field
drive
we
the
go.
car down the turn road, and here we go. We would bring him something hot for lunch, because she knew he was working so hard. And
Just know that when you have a woman that knows what a turn row is,
whatever.
that's
But
awesome.
anyway.
She used it in her normal language, like, yeah, we just headed down the turn row right across the field. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool because I watched my mom do that. She brought him lunch all the time. Brought him food, and
Cool.
it would be late, and she would still go out and check on him, and
Absolutely.
yeah.
We had a similar situation because, like, my mom was really adamant about, like, having meals on the table.
Right.
We come home, there's always a kind of a big dinner cooked, and for a long period of time, it was like a big breakfast cooked and all that kind of stuff. And I was raised very much reminded on a constant basis all the time. Now, it's a little different in our situation because we actually work together, and my mom was, like I said, adamant about having meals on the table, and would tell us all the time as kids. To be like, man, Dad had to get up before daylight, leave, and come back after dark a lot of times from work, and it was a constant reminder. She'd give us constant reminders of
How
hey,
hard he's working for
his working,
family.
for his family to provide, and if he wasn't out there doing that, you wouldn't have the shoes you're wearing and things like that. It was really
Yeah,
powerful.
I think neither one of us had that modeled, not your dad's never home.
Right.
None of that. That was not. I never heard that. It was always your dad works his butt off, and I mean to this day works his butt off. So
Right, and same both ways, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of like sharing and carrying the weight of what's going on. So
Yeah.
what are the things that go on in your personal life? I mean, what are the things that go on in our home, right?
Right.
What are they? I don't know. You tell
The
me.
things that go on in our
I never
house?
do diddly squat here. I just
Oh.
sat on the couch. Remember, I'm the Cheetos
So,
guy.
what's going on? Okay, I got you. I
have
thought you were
orange
asking
fingers,
them
too.
the question, not me the question. No, the things that go on in our house is, the kids have to get up and get ready and get to school, and we have a class that we do at 5:30 in the morning, and one of us comes home early to get kids shuffled and arranged for everything that they're doing. The thing is, it's
I
they're
usually don't
also
get up and
in
go to
an
that
age-
class. That's when I'm starting my Cheetos in the morning.
Yeah, right.
My couch time, because my sugar mom was getting to work to bring home the bacon. And by the way, I heard that they said that bringing home the bacon is no longer
No,
politically
I'm going to say
correct.
bacon every opportunity that I have, because that's the.
I'm also
dumbest
going
thing
to
I've
beat
ever
that dead horse every chance I get to.
Gosh.
Oh man,
her.
sorry guys, didn't mean to digress there. Hey, Miss Daniela, how are you?
Okay.
So,
We're gonna have bacon. Okay. Anyway, so
she cooks bacon all the time.
I love bacon.
She's a bacon
I bring
machine.
home bacon all the time. Okay, so
Is that literal or figurative? Okay, so anyway,
But
now we're
anyway.
gonna get in trouble for ramblings. People
Yeah.
are gonna be like, stop
I know.
rambling.
So
Get to the point.
what a normal day looks like is hustling the kids. But the thing that I think that helps with this is having, this would be kind of a parent like a champ video, but the kids are responsible for. That was sick. The
My
kids
sock
are
was bothering me.
responsible for a lot of their own. They get themselves ready now. It's not having to, like they lay out their own clothes. They dress themselves.
Right. But
That's a winner chicken.
But in the
dinner.
house, dishes,
Absolutely.
laundry, sweeping, dusting, wiping out tools, carrying out trash, all
Yep.
kinds of stuff. Obviously
It's a shared
we
thing.
we charge our kids with some of those responsibilities, right? Especially in their
and,
areas,
I
clean
have
your
to
area.
say, for a while, we've had someone that did help with the cleaning, and just recently we said, because it was bugging me that the kids didn't really know how, and I was like, yeah, I don't like that. I don't.
Well,
like
this
it.
didn't get a
So-
chance to do it very often.
So it was like,
Not as often as we wanted,
we're
so.
gonna do something different, and
Cool.
we're gonna do it ourselves. So
Right.
that's kind of a
So,
side note.
so back to carrying the load. Awesome. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked reading comments. So back to the point. So carrying the load, sharing the load. So we want to get to this place, and I don't know why I read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People like years ago, and then I reread it and reread it again, and it really stuck in my head. This
Yeah.
idea of when a baby is born, they're dependent, right?
Right.
Dependent on mama.
Right.
And dad, right? Dad, you're super important, by the way. Don't walk out, okay? So, the baby needs that nurturing, that time to be fed, butt wiped, diapers changed, all that. They have to have that, right?
Right.
And then they move into a point in life where they become what?
They become independent, so they're able to do things on their own, and that's what I was talking about. Like with our kids now, we're trying to help them be independent. But the next step in that is interdependence, and it's where I'm not having to say, like, still with the kids, I still have to say, okay, did you brush your teeth? Did you wash your face? Did you put on deodorant? Did you comb your hair? I'm having to say, you haven't combed, show me your teeth. I'm having to say, show me. And with us, he doesn't have to say, and I don't have to say, did you do this? Show me.
She does too.
Every now and then. Of course, I do still lay out his clothes, but anyway.
Hey, I do only have one eye, but I'm not colorblind. I wish I could use that as an excuse. I'm colorblind. I can't match things, right?
Text me, what am I supposed to wear?
So yeah, what am I supposed to wear? And then the next question is, where is it? I'm just kidding. So
When you put your own clothes away, that's the bad thing.
say what? And I do. Yeah, I put my own clothes away and still don't know. That is so true. Half the time I'm like, where did I put that at? So anyway, guys, we just wanted to encourage people to work together. Carry the load, and I've got some hacks, some thoughts on how to improve this interdependence in your marriage, business relationships, everywhere. Because it's kind of like timeless truths. But and let me give you a quick example of why it's so important. So I can't tell you how many times I've for whatever reason, I've been scheduled to go somewhere and teach a seminar or go speak at an event or do something, and it's a rare occasion where Glenna can't go, or even she's gone with me. But let's say it's one of those times where she doesn't go, and I come back and I kind of ask around, how did things go? Is everything okay? I'm looking at reports. I'm like, holy cow, it was better than what if I was here, right? And that's one of those eye-opening moments of this interdependent stuff works, man. It works, and at a really basic level, it works like this. Let's just using this as an example. Let's just say that I was going to work in the office for the day, right?
Right.
And there were certain reports that needed to be done, certain phone calls that needed to be done, certain cleaning, whatever that was. And you said, okay, today I'm going to be on the mat. I'm going to teach all the classes and run the class plans and do all this stuff. So I go to my office and I begin to work. Interdependence means that I never go check on her. And that's why I'm using kind of the business example, because this can be so true in business too. If you have a team that you have a level of communication, everyone's on the same vision, mission, and they all get it well enough, you develop this interdependence where I never have to go check on her, and she doesn't on the other side of the coin have to come check on me and go, hey, are you getting those calls done? Or are you staying off your phone and staying focused on what you need to focus on? And because of that, the two of us are able to, I don't know if you guys have heard this, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but people like, who's that, Zuckerberg, the guy that does Facebook, and Richard Branson, and I think Jobs, the Apple guy, those people were famous for something, and it was wearing the same clothes over and over. And not necessarily the same clothes, but
yeah, they have like a closet full
they just
of
had a
black
closet full
jackets
of black t-shirts and blue jeans, or whatever that was. And, people laugh about that, but they're like, no variety. They didn't want to waste brain energy, and they don't waste brain energy on what they pick out to wear. I'm just going to put on clothes that function, right? And I'm going to go do my thing. Now, I know we could argue the ups and downs of dressing different in colors and everything else, but the point is this. The way that relates to this interdependence situation is I'm in my office, I'm wasting zero brain energy and time wondering if what she's doing in the back is correct, it's on time, it's getting done well. So therefore, we have this interdependence, and at the end of the day, the two of us as independent people functioning in the same business or same home are getting done what normally 3 or 4 maybe dependent people can get done on their own. And it's really powerful to be able to have that.
Yeah, and it's just it's a big level. It's a show of trust in. You not only are trusting someone, but you're actually just there's not a whole lot that feels better than knowing that someone has given you, that you're working together towards a common goal, but that they also trust and believe in you. It's not that,
it's amazing when you delegate something to your kids, because all the time it's like, I ask kids, do you clean your room? No, mommy does, or daddy does, or do you do this, or you do that? No, I've never done that before. You ever mowed the grass? No, I haven't mowed the grass. My kids have done all of those things. And the point is when you hand a kid a responsibility, or you even hand your spouse a responsibility that maybe they normally don't take care of, and you take that on for each other. If I pass that responsibility on in the business world known as delegating something, hey Chip Dean, how's it going, brother? That's a great name, by the way. And the person who receives that responsibility gets a great sense of pride, like, whoa, they trust me to do this. And you might be surprised sometimes whenever you hand off a responsibility at how big somebody will step up when you might not quite expect it, right?
Yeah, and then you also get an opportunity to, because sometimes the things that you don't love the other because there are things that I will do that Chip is like, oh, I don't care about that, and there are things that he does for me that, God, it's like, it's painful. I mean, I hate it, but and so you're able to divide up stuff that one may be better suited for.
Yeah, we tend to kind of veer towards the things that we prefer to do in the house, but we share duties, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so here's some hacks. Here's some tips for you to develop this interdependence in your marriage. The first thing you got to do is you got to have a lot of trust.
Right. We've talked about that.
Yeah, of course we've talked about it. We're going to talk about it again. Trust. It's huge, right? Huh?
We just talked about that.
I know, but that's the first hack. I'm hacking things. You got to have trust. If there's no trust, you can never delegate because you don't know if they're going to get it done, and so there's no interdependence even possible in that relationship, right?
Right.
But then the second thing is this, high levels of communication. And I don't know, my thought process on that is if I don't trust her to do something, which is absolutely, there's not in any area of my entire life that I don't trust her in and to control. But if I don't trust, then we need to communicate. We need to talk. We need to talk and figure out where we're missing something, right?
Right.
Does that make sense? If I'm not willing to leave, let's say, I don't know, I'm going to flip into like I'm the mom and I have my young child and I just don't want to leave him alone with dad. There's some trust issue going on. Do you need to talk to dad because you're afraid he won't wipe the butt well enough or something? There's got to be trust, and so there's got to be communication, all right? And if trust shakes, you go back to communication and you talk. You sit down and you talk, right?
Right.
And try to work that out and figure out where the offset is in trust, and then get that back, right? Mm-hmm. And the next thing is follow through. If you say you're going to communicate and you say you're going to trust, get off your butt and get it done.
Yeah.
Actually do it, man. Actually express that trust through sharing responsibilities. And another way too is by serving. Sometimes I don't know, I come through and there's dishes in the sink and I just wash them. I know that it's not just her job and it's not just my kids' job because we have them help wash dishes and do things, but we all share in this home, right? And so
yeah, and we did a video a while back on the love languages and that sort of stuff. So that's a good one to go back and look at too, because it kind of ties into what he's talking about you see something that needs to be done, do it, and then you're yeah.
Well, I brought up dishes for a reason because I actually wash a fair amount of dishes in the house and.
Yeah, as much as I do.
Yeah, and it's not that I just really love dishes, but I don't know, I just don't like seeing stuff in the sink, and I want to keep things clean. So, but I recently had a friend I was talking to, and they said they work with a bunch of other guys, and a lot of the guys come in, yeah, I don't touch dishes in my house, that's not my job, and things like that. And you wonder, well, why do marriages fail like so often? Why are people not? So here's the third, the B part of hack number 3 of follow through is stop being a freaking wiener and wash some dishes, change some diapers, just do other things and help each other carry the load, right?
There's nothing that's not your job.
Right.
It's
Just
not
so
my house or your house, it's our house.
When our middle daughter was a toddler and we had one of those little springy things that hang and she like the little bouncer thing where if you could touch the floor.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. So Glenann had to leave and go somewhere, right? And she's like, hey, I'm about to leave and Trinity's hanging in the bouncer. And I'm like, okay, I'm right around the corner, and I come walking in just to look down just in time to see this under Trinity's feet.
Horrible.
It's like someone painted a sun on the floor, man. It was like a circle of mustard. Mustard from Hades. It was nasty, right? And I'm like, Glenann, wait!
Like, nope, gotta go,
and,
sorry.
if you're a parent, you know what it was, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was the diaper had exploded, and it was all down the legs, all over.
She
it was all
having
up the
a
front.
party in it.
And she was party. Anyway, man,
bounce.
change a freaking diaper. If you have to put on a gas mask to do it, just do it, man. It is what it is. And share duties, right? Help each other, carry each other. Because here, I think, is something that's hugely important. I know I'm yapping a lot, but this is like something I'm passionate about. Because early in our marriage, I really wasn't the best serve you person. And I've had to learn and grow in that, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
No, I think that's not what, no, I mean, I think
it's
both
true,
of us
it's true.
have.
It's true.
I think whenever you first get married, it's kind of, you're figuring all of it out, and you're kind of still, especially if you get married young, you're still pretty selfish when you're young. It's like, everything's about me. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, they say it takes like, this is going to sound crazy, but like 10 years to adjust to married life, to adjust from being a single to, Stephanie said blowout diapers are the best. They prepare you for everything else. Nothing. Yeah, right. If you've never had pee in your mouth or poop all over your face or something from your baby, man, you need to go back to the drawing board. Right? It's like Slade used to do the fountain, take his diaper off. It's like, woo, oh, cover that up, right?
Yeah, you learned real fast.
Yeah, so,
Duck and dodge.
And it was great for your martial arts skills, like the quick defense. Stay back. Yeah, you got it, right? Stay back.
Totally.
He's peeing everywhere.
But anyway,
we digress, but we really don't.
Yeah, but I think you said I wasn't really good. I don't think either one of us were, and I don't think. But now that we've been married, we're almost at 27 years. And looking and studying and researching, I don't think anybody has it really figured out, and I think a lot of people are
Nobody
pretty.
does. Neither do we.
I think it's a very normal thing, especially whenever. I mean, I was 21, you were 19 whenever we got married.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I was 18 and you
were what? Through your teeth. You were 20 what? She was 21 and I was how old?
19 and like 3/4, but anyway.
That's right.
And so, we were kids, and what are kids? Kids are selfish, and God, it's funny because this is a total digress, but Lexi's like, she gets crazy because I'm like verge on neat freak, and messes make me a little crazy, and she's like, Mom, oh my gosh, what? And I'm like, hey, just because I have grown, sister. I've grown.
So hey guys, so what I was gonna say, and I got sidetracked, is when you do something that carries some of the load that your spouse normally is carrying on their own, you pick that up and move it for them. It's like a gift, right? We talked about that. It was like a gift. and the relational equity that you develop,
Yeah.
for lack of better words. I mean, I kind of speak in business terms because I mean, this relates to everything we do,
Right.
but the relational equity we earn is huge, right? It's like I tell little kids all the time, man. In the time you argue not to carry out the trash, you could have carried it out, come back, made mom happy, and probably had dessert, man. But you wasted 15 minutes arguing why you shouldn't take that trash bag to the dumpster, which is a complete waste of time, right? And it's the same thing. If you just get it done and do it without asking or being asked, that's powerful, right? So
Yeah, and there's just kind of that show of love, a visible show of care and trust. And
yeah. And I have a hard time with this one because sometimes there are things that she likes that I don't. And so I've really had to try, and there's some areas I'm still not good at it, try to understand that, and if not understand it, at least be supportive of it,
Right.
and show interest in it, right? So
yeah, kind of like getting out Christmas decorations for 2 days whenever he's like,
I love the way it looks.
when it's over, it's good.
But man, getting it out is like, come on, babe. It's been like 6 days of 15 hours a day. Can we just hang out? You know, no, we're gonna put up Christmas lights.
And
I'm like,
you know,
yes.
actually, you were the one that was like, I'm going to get stuff out of the storage room. I was like, okay, let's do it.
All right.
So anyway,
All right,
we're
guys.
done.
Are we?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done?
We're done.
All right. Well, guys, love each other, communicate well, trust each other, share each other's loads, for lack of better words, pick up the slack, you know,
Yep.
around the house, around the business, whatever it is. And man, it's intentional. Make an effort. It's not easy. So
No,
go out
and
there.
it doesn't. And that, you know, one last little nugget is, you know,
She's pulling
27
nuggets.
years is not. It's not an accident. It's intentional every day, and it's work every day, because you don't get you don't take for granted. You don't get lackadaisical. You are focused every day on. And like I said, intentional. It's an on purpose. It's not like, you know, I think sometimes people think, oh, well, this will just get easy. Like easy as in I'm not going to have to work at it. And you have to work at anything good is worth working for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but, you know, guys, don't be wieners, man. Don't walk away. Don't give up. Don't have a kid and run off. Don't be a freaking wiener. You know, just step up and be a man and fulfill your duties. And that's not always easy to do. There have been many times in our marriage that I could have easily walked away, but that's not the right thing to do. It might be the easy thing in the moment, but it is not the right thing to do. So
Well,
anyway.
and you know, he's talking to the guys, and I'm talking to the ladies. You know, be that. You know, there's a Proverbs that's like a woman, godly woman is like fine rubies. I think you can look it up, but strive to be that. Strive to be something that is worth far more. That's something that is precious. Don't just go, well, there's no good men out here. You know, you can't. No.
Probably looking in the wrong places, maybe.
Yeah, maybe looking in the wrong places, or
Just have them at the right, you know,
yeah,
the right time and the right place.
do your part in it too. Whenever you're both, it's that full circle. When you're both doing your part, whenever you're doing yours, I'm trying to be worthy of. You're worthy of. You know, it's just that's where they
Goes back to the big
everything
E
that comes
word,
back.
which is effort.
Yep.
Tons and tons of effort. All right, guys.
Yep, we're done.
Awesome night. Comment and let us know how long you've been married, because you know, whether it's 2 years or 29 or 32 or 62, I always find that interesting, and I always enjoy seeing people. You know, I love it whenever people are like, man, we hit year number 12, and I'm like,
That's
I
awesome.
always want to give them a high five and a hug and tell them, keep it up. That's
Yeah.
what our country
Good.
needs, man. We're built on family.
That's right.
And family doesn't run from each other. So, you guys go have a great night. Married Like a Champ is done. Have a great Christmas, and next week we'll be back with something. I don't even remember what. So,
We'll talk.
we'll talk.